Hello, it is June the 13th, day 8 post partial nephrectomy. Big wins, the surgical stockings have come off. My legs feel so much better. So I'm going to have a quick shower and hair wash and put some clothes on. It's quite bright out there at the moment. It's not very warm though. I might sit in the garden and do some more colouring today. Feel so much better today. It's quite a bit later now. I've put some washing away, had a shower, washed my hair. Not that you'd know. Oh, I cannot tell you how nice it is to not have surgical stockings on. I'm just editing yesterday's video. This arrived, post came really late yesterday, came at about 5:30. Had this lovely card from Andrea, the Cumbrian crafter. I'll try and remember to leave her link down below. Isn't that beautiful? Really nice stencil, die cut circle, and then these gorgeous little floral bits in the middle. Thank you so much, Andrea. It's really kind of you to think of me. And then I wanted to ask you your opinion on these. These were in a goodie bag I had for my birthday from my colleagues at Theatre Train. Had all kinds of nice things in there. Pampered bag. Oh my God, these smell gorgeous. Candy kittens. They're owned by that Jamie bloke, aren't they? Who was on Made in Chelsea. Used to love that programme, Made in Chelsea. But it says plant power vegan recipe made with plants. Does that mean they count as one of your 5 a day? They're very nice, but they're also very calorific. See how much sugar they've got in them. Oh gosh, yeah. Well, they're sweets. They're going to have a lot of sugar, aren't they? 60 grams of sugar per 100 grams. Anything else to show you at the moment? I don't think so. Mr. Paper&Twine has had a little business meeting. I alluded to it yesterday. It wasn't so much a business meeting. Somebody he's done some work for when he went to Croatia. Well, he's been working for this company for ages. They've come round for coffee and Pete's just taken them up to the factory. Bless. This guy doesn't drive, even though he's involved in car production. Anyway, he doesn't drive, so his wife dropped him off, and she doesn't know me from Adam, but she knew about my surgery and she bought some flowers. Isn't that kind? She was going to stay. Well, I invited her to stay, but her little boy is off school, not very well, so she wanted to get him home. And I love some of the things got broken in the packet, so isn't that pretty? But Pete is taking this guy out for lunch and I've wangled an invitation. Oh. Hello, it's the next day now. A little bit croaky, sorry. I didn't film anything else yesterday. Did go for lunch with the boys, which was lovely. Went to one of our favourite gastro pubs, which is called the Grey Goose, and as you saw there, I had a turkey Caesar for my starter. I was influenced. Oh, I am so influenced at the moment. They did a lunchtime menu, fixed price lunchtime menu. You can do a la carte as well, but I thought it was really good for a gastro pub. 2 courses for £22, and Pete said that's what he was going to go for, so both Shay and I did the same as well. I didn't need 2 courses because my appetite still isn't back to full-on Trencherman mode. But I had turkey Caesar salad for my main, which was lovely. Lovely soft-boiled egg. And then I had sea bass with chorizo smash, which was like mashed potato with chorizo and herbs in it. Asparagus, green beans. And then there was a sauce. It was a little bit too rich for me. The sea bass was cooked beautifully. Yeah, but I didn't eat all of that. I was too full and I didn't eat anything else at all yesterday. And where are we now? It is just gone 11:05. So 14th of June. I thought I'd sit down and have a little chat with you today. So I've been home just over a week. How am I feeling? It is amazing what a difference a week makes. I am still tired. There's no 2 doubts about that. Is that a saying even? I can laugh 60% of the time without it hurting. I actually did cough this morning because I've still got quite a lot of phlegm. I did cough without it hurting too much, which is brilliant. And I'm able to lie on, funnily enough, my right side for a little bit longer. Haven't managed to sleep comfortably or lie comfortably on my left side yet. But there's so much going on, guys. There's so much going on. I had a bit of a rant to myself, actually. I looked at my discharge letter, and it says what you're in for. So I was in for obviously an elective surgery, an elective surgical procedure, and then it lists your comorbidities, conditions that you have or you have had. Number 1 was the endometrial cancer, which was 2020. Number 2, obesity. I'm really cross about that. Yes, I am fat. I know that. And I suppose at least it wasn't morbid obesity. It could be interesting to see what the scales say this month, won't it? But yesterday when we got back, it was quite late. I'd been up the longest I've been since I've had my surgery, probably 8 hours without a nap. And I did go and have a little lie in bed, read my book a little bit, played some games, didn't get up again last night, didn't have anything else to eat last night. I'm feeling a bit peckish now, so when I've got off from here, I think that I will have my cereal and muesli, yogurt and muesli, banana. I've got a few blueberries left. I don't know what we're going to have for tea tonight. It looks as if Mr. Paper&Twine might be going to Croatia again next week, which is a real shame because I would like to have gone with him. I can't. Excuse me. And there's a couple of reasons why. Number 1 is a nice thing. On Wednesday evening, I'm going to see a local school production of Mary Poppins. Some of our theatre trained girls are in it. And actually my decorator Jules, her granddaughter, one of her granddaughters is in it as well. So, I'm hoping that my theatre trained colleagues will come and pick me up for that. If not, I'll just have to get an Uber because obviously I can't drive. Mr. Paper&Twine is going to make a decision today about whether he's going to go to Croatia. I think he probably can go. I think I'm out of danger now in terms of post-surgery worries. And Harry's going to be here. I mean, obviously he'll be at work Monday, Tuesday, not in the house, but it's night time. He'll be here, so that's all right. And then Friday, I'm going to have to make my own way there. I've got a oncology appointment at the hospital, not for the kidney, but for the womb. And that's an in-person appointment at 4:10. Hit all that lovely rush hour traffic. Having said that, I did request an appointment after 4:00 because I thought I'd be at work. I didn't know my surgery date had come through. So, so I'll be going to that. And then I've got another appointment that's come through on the 2nd of July. It's a telephone consultation with a genetics counselling service based at the Women's and Children's Hospital in Birmingham. And because I've had cancer 3 times now, they're going to try and look to see if there's any reason why. And actually now, I mean, I know the reason why. It's because I've been obese for the past 30 years. That's what it is. And not a terribly active, healthy lifestyle, probably. But I thought I'd take this opportunity to go through some of the comments that some of you have left on a couple of the videos. Thank you so much for your kind words and all your comments. And for me, some of the videos have done really well. Cancer Surgery Update 2 has had 450 views. I think Update 3... Mr. Paper&Twine didn't like the thumb on that, actually. He said, do you think you're oversharing? But that's had over 600 views now. So, for me, for a little old me, that's almost going viral. But I thought I'd have a look at some of your some of your comments, because some of you do ask a couple of questions. So Margaret Peden, bless her, she's had her own health issues, I think, this year. I don't think you're really feeling sorry for yourself. You're just stating what's going on. But if anyone has a right to feel sorry for themselves, you do. I truly feel for you. My mum had kidney cancer and they removed her whole kidney, which took a rib and had a major scar. But she said that dealt with it. So I'm hoping that the surgery will deal with my kidney cancer. It's a case of whether this kidney cancer actually is kidney cancer, whether it is metastasized from the breast or from the womb. Yeah, indeed. Willing you to get better, says Jackie D. Strong woman, you fought this before. I don't feel very strong, and I think if you find yourself in this situation, you have moments where you doubt and you think, But, you know, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer the first time in 2012, it didn't ever really hit me. And I remember going into the consulting room with my husband and thinking, oh, there's 3 people in the room. That's not very usual. And they said that it was breast cancer. And I do remember Pete just going grey, and it just kind of washed over me. And then you're so swept up in the staging and grading of the cancer. I was lucky that all of my cancers have been caught relatively early. The breast cancer was an aggressive little thing. I think it was grade 2, stage 1, because it hadn't spread anywhere, and that's a blessing that it hadn't spread to the lymph nodes. But you're so caught up in, okay, so I've got the date for the surgery. Oh, that means I'm going to have some time off work. That's quite nice. And obviously I was working full time then, so I was on full sick pay for a certain amount of time, so I was able to recover from that. And actually, out of all my surgeries, that was probably the least invasive, and it didn't impede my mobility. They didn't get clear margins the first time, so I had to go back and have another chunk of my breast cut away. So I have got a divot out my breast. I've got a divot out my breast. I've got a divot out my belly. They did offer me reconstruction, but I thought, you know, how old was I? I think I was 45 when I had that done. You know, it's not worth it. There's more important things for the NHS to spend time and money on, isn't there? So you recover from the surgery. I did go back to work at the beginning of September while I was waiting for the chemo to start. You have to have a certain amount of time after surgery before you start chemo to make sure your body's at its best. And then you're thinking, oh, you know, my mantra was every cloud has a silver lining. I'm going to be off work for 9 months. And at the moment, at that time, I wasn't particularly enjoying the job. I enjoyed the teaching and I enjoyed the children. It was everything else that went with it that was not brilliant. So it was like, oh, you know, and I do look back to some of those times and they were bleak, actually. I remember spending a lot of time in our spare room. Our spare room had a double bed in it at the time, and it's got an ensuite bathroom. And so that I wasn't disturbing Pete, because they give you a quite a high amount of steroids for a couple of days on the chemotherapy that I was on. And it makes you manic. You can't sleep. You've got lots of energy, perversely. And yeah, I just remember being in the spare room, awake at all hours, doing jigsaws on my iPad and reading. And I think that's when I first started to get into YouTube, actually. No, maybe not. Maybe I was watching things. I don't know. So, you know, you've always caught up in... So I never thought that I was strong. And my kids were still relatively young. They needed me. I think Ella was 7. No, that can't be right. Ella was 9. Molly was 14. Yeah. And I think it hit her the hardest because she understood more what was going on. And she had a fantastic group of friends around her at the time. And I remember I think I'd finished the chemo and was undergoing the radiotherapy. I remember it was summer by this point. I remember them having a camping out thing in the back garden. I remember them putting a tent up. We've got a photo of it somewhere. And they all did the race for life for me. But because they were under 16, they had to have an adult do it with them. I don't know whether things have changed with the rules now. So none of the adults would do it. So I ended up doing it. There's me, you know, just barely out of chemo and still undergoing radiotherapy, which takes it out of you. You shouldn't underestimate how debilitating radiotherapy can be, actually. And the chemo itself, I mean, I had to have 8 cycles of chemo every 3 weeks. So that was over 24 weeks. Yeah, so the best part of 6 months it took me to complete the chemo. I got to round 7 and I said, I don't think I can do this anymore. I was absolutely exhausted, absolutely. And, you know, people say, oh, you're so brave, you fought cancer. No, I haven't. I haven't fought cancer. It's the drugs and the medical staff that have fought cancer on my behalf. So I do get a bit of a bee in my bonnet about, you know, oh, you're a warrior, you're a survivor, you know, you've fought. And I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anybody. I'm just trying to be quite frank, really. I'm lucky. I'm lucky is what I am, because in that time since I was diagnosed, I've lost 3 friends, two to cancer and 1 to a brain aneurysm. So I've had quite a lot of loss. And actually, no, I've lost 4 friends. If you think of our friend John, 3 to cancer and 1 to brain aneurysm. So, yeah, my mantras always were, I've got off track, I'm sorry. My mantras always were, every cloud has a silver lining and there's always somebody worse off than you. Those were my 2 mantras. I feel quite emotional saying that, actually, because there always are people worse off than you. And yeah, every cloud does have a silver lining. I'm blessed that I've got so many people sending me lovely wishes via YouTube. I was trying to find the comment that made me think, oh, I need to talk about this. Oh yes, this is one of the things. Heather Word, I think she found me on my other channel, One Stitch After Another. Take good care of yourself. The comments are so nice, lots of love coming your way, and that is lovely. And I don't know whether any of you, well, I know some of you are friends with me on Facebook, but I think I put something up around the time of my birthday, like, I can't believe I'm entering my, you know, this is the last year of my 6th decade, which confused some people. 0 to 10 is your first decade, 10 to 20 is your second decade, and so on. So next year I'll be 60, that's the end of my 6th decade, I'll be entering my 7th decade. Yes, and one of my friends on there, who I didn't realise that she watches my YouTube channel, she said something about how my walking 30 minutes a day for 30 days, what an inspiration I am to other people. That may or may not be true, but that's why I'm doing this, you know, because there are loads and loads of people who have got cancer videos up out there, and some of them are very sad. They're very, very, very poorly. But I think that I'm probably more kind of in the majority of what ordinary cancer's like for people. It is unusual that I've had cancer 3 times. Amber from Amber's Kintyre Craft says, relax and take time to recover. That means no weeding the garden. Because I did sit out in the garden with a cup of tea. And in fact, actually, I did a little bit of colouring out in the garden on, it must have been Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon. Where are we? I think it was Tuesday afternoon. Did a little bit of colouring in the garden. It's not nice enough at the moment to sit out. No, I haven't done any weeding. Pete went out there with some cutting tool he's just invested in, which has got rid of quite a lot of the weeds. Tina Gillam Evans, bless her, she's lovely. Once the bloating goes down, that's quite a lot of the pain gone. I really hope you start to feel more comfortable soon. It's good news that you won't need much more done. This was the comment. Are these 3 bouts of cancer unrelated, or is it the same cancer popping up in different places? Either way, you've been very unlucky to have 3 lots of it. Yes, I have been unlucky. No, I don't know whether they are related or unrelated. That's what we're waiting on the histology for, and also this genetic counselling telephone conversation might answer some of those questions. Angie Beaumont says, I'm presuming with the 3 cuts you've had, keyhole, I've had so many, it's ridiculous. The best way to help with bloating is walking. It will also help to clear your chest. I know you can't walk far, but every half hour have a little wander in the house. And this is really good advice, actually. She said, use a pillow to lean into to cough and sneeze, and also for getting out of bed. I haven't needed to use the pillow to lean into to get out of bed, and getting out of bed is getting much easier. It's by no means normal, but the pillow supporting my belly when I try and lie on my side, or even when I'm lying on my back with my feet up, the pillow under my legs is really helpful. So thanks for that. Karen Baranius, I think she's in Sweden. I thought the text at the last seconds of the video said, I need to wee. Whinging is good for you, just like a boiling kettle. You have to let out some steam to release the pressure. And I think that's why I had a cry the other day when I didn't think anybody was around. Your wounds look so very nice after only a few days. That's one of the major things about keyhole surgery, isn't it? Rather than where they actually cut you open. I think there must be some internal stitches. So I think they've stitched the kidney where they've removed the tumour. I don't know, I'm just talking toot. But then you can see on the wound the 3 entry and exit sites. They've used glue to suture the wound, and dissolvable stitches. So it's all going to dissolve. And it's not like, it's not like back in the day. I'm trying to think, I had a breast abscess in my right breast when Harry was 3 months old. I had mastitis that didn't respond to antibiotics. I had 3 different types of antibiotics and was on the verge of sepsis. So I had to have an emergency surgery to remove the abscess. And I was left with a great big hole in my breast. And that had to be packed with a seaweed type substance, which is brilliant because it soaks up tissue and nasty bits and pieces. But I was in hospital for a whole week for that, and then I was discharged with daily district nurse visits while they repack your wound every day. Do you remember there was a petrol strike or oil tanker strike? It was year 2000. That's the year Harry was born, and there was a petrol or oil tanker strike, and there was a shortage of fuel at the gas pumps, at the petrol pumps. And I remember my district nurse couldn't come one day because she hadn't got any fuel to come and see me, and my wound needed tending to. Oh, it was awful, absolutely awful. Yeah, so it's not like that. And I guess part of it is a cost-saving measure, isn't it? I don't need anyone to come and see me and to change dressings on the wound and make sure that I'm doing okay. This is really a really nice comment from Karen, going back to that. I wish I could send you some of my liniments for the other issue. We're having joy with that. I had another small movement yesterday, so that was Thursday, wasn't it? So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I've had small movements. I'm keeping a little note in my diary with SP and then some kind of smiley face, whether it's like, oh, that was easy, or so like a little code. I wouldn't say that things are entirely back to normal, but then I've not been eating normally. And I think once I am back to eating 2 or 3 meals a day, and a variety of food, and I am adamant I'm going to eat a variety of food, then it's going to be better, isn't it? But she says a handful of cardamom, the green pods, in your coffee give relief after a day or 2 in the same department. The cardamom also helps with your cough. Can you hear him a bit there? It tastes good as well. Now I do like cardamom. Obviously it's a ingredient in curries, isn't it? And it got me thinking, back in the day, in the mid 1990s, early to mid 1990s, I think it was Delia Smith had a recipe in one of her cookery books that I cooked to death. It was baked bananas. So you baked bananas, you sliced them long ways and laid them in a shallow dish with a bit of brown sugar and the seeds out of cardamom pods that you'd bashed with a pestle and mortar, and that was really nice. So cardamom, yeah, good. So we'll just have a look at some of the other comments on the other video. So again, lots of people just sending really nice wishes. Sometimes we have to do nothing to allow our bodies to heal, says Tracy Louise Wellham. By Mimi with love. I know a lot of us are subscribed by Melissa. Are you finding that you're not getting notifications of people that you subscribe to? I think that's why my viewing figures have gone down an awful lot, and I'm certainly not getting very many international viewers like I used to. I used to get quite a lot of American viewers. Just don't get them anymore. But Melissa's not been very well. I saw a video suggested to me. It didn't even come up with a notification. It was in my home feed. And she has got the most amazing hair, really long curly hair, and I don't know what the issue is with her, what her health issues are, but sending love to you if you happen to be watching this, Melissa. But your hair looked blooming gorgeous. Mrs. P's Not So Secret Diary says the ballerette looks lovely. Hopefully Jules is going to pick that up today. I'm not entirely happy with it. I didn't block it brilliantly. I've cast on the second one. I cast that on in hospital actually right before I went down to surgery. Prunes, they would do the trick, says Curvy Woman. Oh bless, she's a public subscriber. Thank you very much, Curvy Woman, if you happen to be watching today. I did ask Harry to get me some prunes, but I don't think he did. And I do like prunes. I bet Tina Gillam-Evans will have seen these. In France, they have stuffed prunes. Pruneau d'Anjou. Anjou is a region of France. I forget whereabouts. I think it's Anjou anyway. But yeah, in certain areas of France, they have stuffed prunes. So they take the prune out and mash it with something. And in some cases, they put alcohol with it as well. Oh, and I'm very proud of myself because I do drink every day, or have drunk every day. This is day 10. I sound like an alcoholic. This is day 10 without any alcohol. I wonder if it'll show up on the scales. Hope Spring says, you may not think you're doing well, but in awe of you and how you're doing. Cancer tiredness is another level of tiredness. Well, I don't think it's even that, because my cancer wasn't advanced. It's definitely surgery. Lots of people sending positive vibes with little poo emojis. Some people saying, I didn't think I'd be discussing poo with you. Judith Norfolk saying, bless you, Ashley, take it slowly, sending love and hugs. Kirsten's curiosities. If I could hug you, I would, sending you so much love. Andrea Cumbian Crafter, bless. Oh, Jilly B, living her life. Hi Ashley, if I could reach into the screen, I would hug you so hard and gentle at the same time. You are doing amazing. You will go for number 2 soon. Your body feels a little shook up and you will feel a lot better for it. Gosh, fancy talking to you about poop. Anyway, I do feel so much better, and I'm going to maybe do more filming or less filming over more days now that I'm kind of over a week post-surgery. So I've got some things to look forward to next week. Going to local school to see Mary Poppins. Woolly Steph, bless her. I know she doesn't watch YouTube much these days. She's got far too many things going on in her own life, but she's going to pick me up on Tuesday and we're going to go for coffee, cake and a natter. Because I'm getting stir crazy, and that's one reason why I wanted to go out yesterday, although it did absolutely poop me. Yeah, I just wanted to ask your opinion on this before I go, because I've been talking absolutely ages, haven't I? This is where I've got with my colouring. Can you see? And I don't know what colour to add. I don't want to colour much more in, but I do want to add another colour. Tell me, what colour should I add? Have a little comment down below. Anyway, I'm going to get off now. I've got a whole host of things I need to do today. Where are we at now? It must be 11:30, yes, because I've been on ages. I've got to make a birthday card for Harry. It's his birthday tomorrow. 24. My little trooper is 24. I've got to make 2 Father's Day cards. I am going to go, Pete's driving me. We're going to have a busy day tomorrow. I think it's going to take it out of me, so early night for me tonight. We're going to go over, Pete's driving me over to see my mum and dad tomorrow, because I haven't seen my mum since 1st of June. And then we're going to go over and see his parents. Anyway, I'm going now. Take care. Bye.